Amongst rising stars, world-class veterans, mechanical geniuses, Genji Esports was obsolete. Nobody knew who these players were, where they came from, or even that this organization took part in Brawl Stars, let alone competed in the esports scene. Playing in the East Asia region, Genji were expected to struggle against most teams, whether it be giants like Zeta Division with their newest signing Saitampo, second place team in the 2024 World Finals, Crazy Raccoon, or really any other team in the region, given how competitive it is. Still, hopes were high for the South Korean team to put on a good show in their first monthly final and show the world what they were made of. Yet, considering they would face the number 2 seed in the region, Reject, it wouldn't be easy.
Stars over his head. Can he make it 7 by the end? The pull comes through. Shots there. 20 stars is hit. And Reject are the champions of July in East Asia.
So, what happened? There are quite a few reasons Genji lost to Reject, but first of all, we have to consider who Reject are as a team. The Reject squad consists of 3 players: Batman, Shu, and Melty, the team leader and drafter. Batman was with 3R Gaming from April to August in 2022. He then took a long break from Brawl Stars Esports and returned in 2025 to join Reject. Not much is known about him, given the fact he was almost non-existent from the esports scene for around 2 years. Next is Shu, who has been prominent in the esports scene, first joining Team Aphelion Esports in 2023. He then left to join Never Back Down for half a year before a promotion up the ranks saw him picked up by rival esports. He is swiped by Reject, proving he must be good to be so sought after. Finally comes Melty, the mechanical genius and drafter for Reject. After joining Chasmac Gaming in 2023, he left to Never Back Down, and him and Shu have since followed each other to the same teams. Melty is one of East Asia's best players, with a shockingly similar playstyle to Saitampo, the debated best player in the world. And Melty also has insanely good drafting skills. It's no wonder fans all over the world praise his excellent gameplay and leadership. Genji, however, were very much the underdogs, at the time having a roster of Moding, a relatively undiscovered player, Bono, a caster and content creator with no previous esports teams,
Sorry, noob.
and Mingyu, on which I found no information anywhere. This left Genji in a precarious position, to say the least. So before we get into the actual game, we have to first understand why such an underdog is versing a team as high level as Reject. Reject qualified to the April monthly finals through the winners bracket, meaning they won their way through the qualifiers without a loss. However, Genji qualified through the losers bracket, meaning they lost during the first qualifying rounds and were sent to the losers bracket, which consists of all teams who failed in the first round and any lower ranked teams who made it to the qualifiers. Genji were able to win here though, which led them to the monthly finals. This still doesn't tell us why a winners bracket team is facing a losers bracket team. I mean, it sounds like it makes no sense, right? You see, this is due to the way the Brawl Stars seeding works. The highest ranked team in the monthly finals versus the lowest ranked team, judged by how well each team went through the monthly qualifiers, and so on. This means that Genji, being ranked 12th in the entire East Asia region, would be going up against a Titan in Reject, ranked 1st. In essence, this reveals that there is a very slim chance of the Korean team grabbing a single game win, let alone a whole set as some people hoped they would. Perhaps it was just never going to work out, as Reject swept them 3-0 without losing a single game. Genji just looked outclassed in a way. Their drafts were questionable at best, and their mechanics no match for Melty and his team, as Genji were absolutely dominated. This led to many memes coming about, such as Shu pulling a Genji pin at the end of set 1, Melty laughing in between games and using Genji sprays and pins himself while spinning to top it off, and a laughable Carl draft in the first set, resulting in 0 kills, 0 damage for Moding in the first game, and only 5 or 6 hits in the second became a worldwide meme. This turned the small esport organization into something of a laughingstock, and the pin has since usually been used not to show pride in the team, but to troll enemies. Next video, I'll break down exactly what went wrong, including their drafts, analysis of the meta, and what could have been better, so make sure to subscribe and comment below what you want to see next. Alright, back to the good stuff. What actually changed between then and now that has seen the rise of their team, performance, and confidence? After their unfortunate performance in the April monthly finals, Genji failed to make it to the June monthly, but something changed, and they qualified for July. Let's take a look at a few possible catalysts that may have turned their campaign around, starting with the most obvious. The run of poor form facilitated a need for change, and on May 19th, player Mingyu departed the team, meaning that Genji obviously needed a new player as a replacement. After a couple of days, they signed Cookie to their roster from another struggling team in the region, Niwa. Now, this didn't immediately guarantee success, but after missing the next monthly final, being denied entry by a narrow 3-2 loss to Feasible Gaming, Genji stepped it up big time and qualified for July through an astonishing 3-1 victory over then first seed in East Asia, Zeta Division. This meant that Genji had not only qualified for the July monthly final, not only through the winners bracket, but beaten Saitampo, Levi, and Suzuku convincingly at that. Genji finally looked like a cohesive team. Perhaps Mingyu departing was, in the end, better for the team. Perhaps they had a chance to even win the monthly final and have a look at salvaging a chance to getting to the Brawl Stars World Championship. But hang on, how did Zeta even lose to Genji? The match wasn't televised, so there's not a whole lot of information to go by. However, the Zeta team was asked in an interview how Genji triumphed over them.
ジェンジー戦では、負けた原因としてはドラフトが完全に、僕たちが下手だったので負けたんですけど
It was said that Genji's drafts were the main reason they won. Apparently, they were very unique and completely unexpected, which threw Saitampa off and ultimately let the all-Korean roster pull off an insane, almost sweep against such a dominant team. If you know anything about Brawl Stars Esports, you might be asking why Saitampa, the quote, best player in the world, is losing to such a little organization, even if they still got through via the losers bracket. It's because in competitive and pro play, drafting is one of, if not the most important skills right now. Because of how strong certain brawlers are and how important matchups are, raw mechanics and skill level just isn't as important as it used to be. After all of this talk of Genji making one of the biggest comebacks we could ever see, you might be wondering how they went in the July finals. I mean, surely with such a dominant performance, they'd be able to tower over 6th seed Frenzy Gaming and show the world that they are a new team, revitalized and better than ever. I mean, Frenzy have been knocked out in the first round of every single monthly final. Surely an easy step towards world domination for the almighty Genji. In the first set, the draft went the way of Frenzy, with a decent squeak pick on Bell's Rock proving devastating despite a game win for the Koreans. In set 2, Layer Cake, an untraditional last pick berry, enabled Genji to gain ultimate control, tying things up at 1-1. For set 3, the map was triple dribble, and it looked like it would be an intense and close game. That is, until the multi-billion-dollar company screwed up the live stream, of course. Well, with the score now 2-1 to Frenzy, it was match point for them, going into Ring of Fire, and our protagonists would not go down without a fight. But alas, perhaps it wasn't meant to be, as a misplay from Cookie, some rush plays during the game from Genji meant Frenzy took their first monthly finals win ever, and the resurgence of Genji was nothing but whispers on the wind. Genji, however, put up a pretty decent showing and promoted themselves up to 9th in the East Asia standings overall, which is more than I can say for my team. Will Genji come back next year stronger than ever, ready to compete against the best of the best for real this time? Maybe it's just too much to hope for.